Hi there, welcome to our YouTube series of Inventor features. In this short video, we're going to take a look at how do we use the Revolve function. At a basic level, the idea is just to give you an introduction on how to use these different features. In this setup, we've got a simple sketch which represents our center line of an object, as well as the cross-section profile of a cylindrical bushing that you may want to have either mold or turned or made on a machine. In this case, the sketch is represented by a center line and some sketch geometry and set out sizes. So the outside size is 80 and the inside size is 80 millimeters as well, and 100 on the maximum size over there. To activate the Revolve command, we've got the icon in the toolbar. Alternatively, the keyboard shortcut is R. So if we want to create a revolve out of this shape, we hit the keyboard shortcut R. Then it wants us to select our profiles. Those profiles represent the cross sections. If there are multiple profiles available, what Inventor will do is then allow us the opportunity to select which profiles we may want to select and may not want to select. So we'll start with this one at the bottom. It then wants to select at least one center axis line. So the default is an axis line. I'm going to aim at the red arrow, select it. Because a center line existed, it ought to select that. Alternatively, we can reset the selection and select a different center line. And then that will become the center of the revolution around that. I'm going to reset that and select a new center line. Now that the center line has been determined, it will then create a preview of the revolution around that center line. If we want to add additional profiles, we can select the arrow. It has deselected the arrow, and a plus icon appears if the arrow is not available. So you'll see no arrows available. If I aim back at the arrow, left click to select it, it then allows the arrow to add additional profiles. So I'll just left click to include that in the revolution. You can also remove profiles by holding Shift or Control on the keyboard. The icon will now change to a minus on the bottom right hand corner of the cursor. And if I just left click on that, it'll remove that from the preview. I want to add that, so we'll just aim that and left click on it without any keyboard shortcuts. So in this case, we've got a full revolution as a turned cylindrical item. If we wanted to change the revolution for size-wise, we don't want a full revolution, we only want a quarter of this. We just go for a quarter of 360 degrees, which would be our 90-degree option. So it'll revolve from one side at 90 degrees in a direction away from the plane of the sketch's original orientation. What is nice that we can change the orientation by just using these direction icons, which allows us to flip the direction. The default is away from the plane. If we use flip, it then goes the opposite direction. So it'll go that way around. Alternatively, we have the symmetrical, where the sketch plane becomes the center line. And then we can now create say a 60 degree, where it would be 30 from the plane and 30 on the opposite side. We can also use the defaults. Another option is to type in the value that you need. So it'll be 360 degrees. That will allow a full revolution, or a keyboard shortcut for, the icon for click full. So it's the same thing. If we're happy with our feature and our settings, we'll select OK. It then generates the profile as a body. If we want to modify the feature, recommended to aim at the icon. If you don't select too quickly on the name, it might want to rename the feature. In this case, I just force of habits to select the icon, double click on the icon. Then we now can change our settings. We can even change the profiles. In this case, I'm going to go for 180, center plane, say OK, and then it'll do the completed feature. That will finish up on our Revolve command. Be sure to check out the rest of our features and check out the playlist. Thanks very much.